Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's day, night, almost morning, whatever, is going great. And want to thank again everyone. And you're doing a great job. Who's making a difference, trying to, and etc. Anyway, first, before I begin, the stuff that I was getting, um, I don't know when this is going to be put up when I give it to them. But I notice it's the 8th. I want to, you know, rest in peace. Uh, Elvis. Today is his birthday. Great person. Went through a lot, but I'm not going to get into it. Anyway, it's today's his birthday. As a matter of fact, um, as I said before, the day that I had my business, I happened to open up the day of his birthday. um, but anyway, that was like in one video I did mention that. It was a little over 30 years I would have had, that I did have it. But now it's going on like 34, 35. I would have still had it. But anyway, all right, let's get into it. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I do want to mention that I have before that in my situation or what I went through, that I didn't know who, blocked people, and that, well, now my team does that. But with some, they didn't. And I haven't gotten anything for a while, long while. So and that's with everything, you know. So how is it that I'm still getting, all of a sudden, I got a fake page, or I don't know what it's called. Pretending to be somebody. But anyway, let's speak about bullying. I'm not talking about the bullies that, who do the stealing, do the magic, and, fake everything, them. That heard about all of it. I mentioned all this before. I'm not speaking about them right now because they've been feeling and not knowing what's coming to them. But anyway, it's yeah, okay, go. You know, they're the ones that who ignore the signs, you know, and they think that it's not strong enough. That they can, you know, get others involved and then continue. It's not them because they're all getting it. I'm speaking about, and I spoke about this, but anyway, about the kids, some adults, you know, that they make money, you know, either all of a sudden or they got a better job to make more. But they're also letting their children or not paying attention how they're acting because, you know, eventually they'll start acting towards them that the children are getting into their heads, you know, a big head. They are better than, you know, the other children or whoever, and ones who get everything what they want. But I said before, you know, what will happen. That don't mean that it don't mean this situation or doesn't mean you. And yes, it will be different, though. Not like, I mean, hard. I'm not talking about what I spoke about before, what will happen. It's to teach a lesson. Don't think because you haven't seen it that God hasn't been doing it. You know, it's like, where did you think, you know, you started before, you know, getting that good job, whatever, or where? Do these kids think you got it? And you'll know what lesson he is going to teach, though. You might not see it, but those ones do. Could be someone around you that went through it, but you didn't know. As I said before, you know, because you have money, you know, all of a sudden or whatever, how you got it. But it's not like, you know, how the artists or whatever you want to call them, artists, celebrities, actors, actresses, you know, have it. I mean, even them sometimes do it, but you're doing way more than before, as in making more money, but again, not like whatever. But it's all going to your heads that, you want everything or you want to buy everything, homes or whatever. Get everything for your children, all at once or when they ask. That, you're still going to be able to pay your bills. you know, and learn like wisely about money, spending it constantly. It's not going to, going to, go anywhere or not where it should, as in bills and etc. And by being spoiled, bullying, whatever, how you would say it. I mean, I've seen it too many times, especially kids that they think making fun or pranking to the ones who are having problems, not knowing what really they're going through or how. Like, don't get me wrong. I also saw how God wakes up these ones too. The reason why this is being brought up is to make a difference and involving your children and teaching them not to be irresponsible, you know, for when they're older, and then they'll teach their children to be irresponsible. And believe me, if it's not stopped, it will be worse than what was done. And then by that time, that's when it will fit along with what happens like the others. Because you knew the signs and ignored it. Not only with, that of getting whatever, it's what it is, especially that they're mad. And we know what that is. Like, let's go on with, the schools, wherever. Doesn't matter. It's not only with schools. And it's not only with the kids either. Just saying. That's all being handled different too. Before it starts. All the BS will be handled, and I said this before, accordingly to which gets done by God to put a stop to it. And it's not only by Him. Everyone needs to start paying attention now. And I've been saying this. It's like he keeps saying, it's not going to be carrying into this year. All this. And I will say what I'm being told and what I've been told in my other videos. It's a fact, point blank. Whatever else one wants to say. It's all the truth. Ow, that hurt. Everyone knows how ones act, when they act strange, or how kids do. And it's not about only what I'm speaking about here. It's about all the stuff that I spoke about in my other videos, along with other things. And it can be stopped before it happens. It's not only, like I said, about these ones, mentioned here, or like I said before, this is for everyone. And that also goes for me too. It's for everything that one's left behind already learned it and more, that did move on to make it better, or trying to make it better, will be reminded. Did any of that help before? and get you where you are now? Would that be doing it better? Or trying, to help you build? We will be reminded. The others, no. If you keep on continue to try to bring crap in. But anyway, with the ones that are trying and ones keep reminding and you go fall back, he's going to remind us. He won't let us go back to what we went through that we got out of. With everything else, like I said, it's according to what we do and being done. Especially if you know, if you're trying to continue and carry it to this year, to whoever. As I said, God in heaven are going to reteach us. And they are putting their foot down. They are also teaching what it means to appreciate, as they are tired of ones being irresponsible, not paying attention, as you expect Mother Nature to provide, keep on providing trees and whatever. The universe. We'll just say what heaven does. Other than heaven and God handling all these ones that I've mentioned, like really hard. I also said that we need to also help, and we need to continue to make it better also. But with this, and not only what I'm going to mention, as in like examples, why is it, fires? A whole bunch of fires and other things. That a whole bunch of things are being destroyed. That ones are starting it. Being irresponsible. And doing it on purpose. With some. Ones don't pay attention, to put things out properly before leaving. Or doing, where you shouldn't. Making or putting in you know, like things like whatever it may be that really don't last or it's not done correctly. You know, ones don't get into the routine, like shutting whatever off and unplugging, like curling irons. That's the big one. You know, when you walk away, or either when you leave. Most of the time, it's like you might get a phone call and you have to leave instead of, doing it automatically. Or while you're on the call, go around and you just got done, plugging it in or putting the stove on or whatever it may be. You get a phone call and they say, whatever it may be, you could be going around the house unplugging and shutting things off just in case that you have to leave. I mean, this is just like some more that needs to be done. Other than what I've mentioned to make it better. Like with the starting fires and crap and all that other stuff that I've mentioned in other videos and stuff. Like, I don't know where it's at, but these people got trapped in their own home where there's a whole bunch of fires that there is trying to be, to be put out. Don't you think that, what happens if it was a family member that couldn't get out and you started the fire because, just because? What happens if you couldn't get out and that quickly it went off? It spread. I'm tired of, not only me, heaven is too, and probably pretty much mostly. Why is it that someone says it, it's okay, but when someone else says it, people are overreacting? Like, I just love when people say, oh, and I mentioned this before, oh, they're being overprotective, this and this and this and this. Well, people don't explain as what's not being overprotective. I mean, telling someone for the protection of them, as in to pay attention to things, is being overprotective. That's just one of them. I'm not going to go down the whole entire list. And that's where the lying and, you know, adding things to things, you know, to make people go against people. That's all going to stop also. It's not only, like I said, what we do here, as in providing to get, it's also what God and heaven provide. That we all need in order for us to do it or get it. They are saying, just in case you forgot. They also mentioned again what they want us to start seeing, what they've been trying to show us, other than what we are already given, through the hard work, to make a difference, and much more. Heaven and God, I'll just say heaven. That includes God, or just God, and it includes heaven. Gave us the tools for whatever, and whatever way possible, to stop these ones that are constantly continuing. He gave us the tool to speak up. To help authorities or anyone. That this year, this is the year. It's not to carry last year in, or the years before. It's the year correcting whatever, as in being nosy, getting into one's business, saying things in front of children, like I said. It's time to correct, gossip, rumors, or whatever, lies about someone, or speaking about someone, or, telling ones which should have been private, and, you were told because they thought that they could trust you. But it doesn't matter what it is. To make it better for yourself and everyone around you. Is stop bringing what kept getting in the way and wasn't helping from, prior. No one's telling you to do that. But they are saying, don't bring it in. And realize what was before wasn't really helping you. And this year is telling you to stop others from making it better. Not only, for yourself, but for others. Only those ones are doing it. That doesn't mean that everyone has to continue to bring through, but it also means that we can let them, as in we can put a stop to it. But let's say that things were good in the past or whatever, but you're doing to others, everything I mentioned because of whatever reason. You know, and did anyone try to stop you? Or say if they did, you knew about it, right? And you took care of it. And you kept going. And say, you are doing this. Why would you do anything to others, though? Especially, you know, you kept going and nobody tried to stop you. But if they did try, you knew about it right away. Why? Because, you know, put it this way, either you had, the means of finding out, or God was saying, well, the only reason why you knew about it is because it was people around you that it was obvious and you could have caught on right away. That's why. Instead of continuing, you know, doing all that, You can continue, to make it better. But helping others, just, for them to see that they can too. This is what God and, and heaven are saying. By doing all this, continue to bring it back and trying to carrying it into this year. That you're hurting yourself more. And it's gotten to, it's like uncalled for. That common sense, as in common sense, aren't being used, as in the second common sense that I mentioned. It's because and you're not using it. You're blocking it out. But the common sense, for everyone supposed to know, isn't being used. When you're believing everything instead of, checking it out. Joining or, being involved. Or, not helping to stop all this. But this year is also stop putting on acts to BS your way through, with lies, or to sell more, to receive more. And it's much more that is going on around around us. Especially not being grateful. But you should be grateful what God in heaven do. When something is going on behind the scenes that you don't see, but they handle. And they try giving, you signs to let you know one way or another. Now it's time to make it better. That's been destroyed. That they keep on restoring. We need to stop letting things slip through, the cracks and our fingers and much more. Like what I've been saying, and I said it recently, with, don't put things up when, you know it's not safe or you're not sure or whatever, you should know right away when things are being done. And it should be taken care of. You should know where it's coming from, who's doing it, and whatever. And then go and take care of it. Instead of all these ones that, especially that don't know technology or whatever, they have faith in that things are being safe and, you know, putting their trust in you, that on your end, you should know, instead of people trying to figure out who or whatever. There will be put a stop to catfishing, others, doing fake pages or whatever. It's not, the fake pages aren't only of what was done to me. It was also, they do catfishing too. Being someone you're not. Be yourself. And how you want to be treated. Be legit. And stop BSing, for ones to like you. And again, there's someone out there for everyone, whether it's now or whenever it's time. And if you didn't get it now, it might be, in the near future or the week after or whatever. Maybe you have a little bit more that you need to, do before, when two people get together. Yeah, there's going to be more, but you need to, help each other. Whatever it may be. There's so much, of that. And there's so much who are like, they plant lies or rumors to get others, to hate whoever the lie or the rumors about. That will all stop too. And everybody, if you see it, catch on, or whatever, I explained all that in my other video. I think it was the last 2 or 3. I don't know. But it's in there. And I've been saying it since I started. But it will all stop. Along with ones, with also we'll know, the what God has. When lying is done, everyone will know. There will be no more involving anyone into whatever. No more saying people, oh, they broke us up, or, whatever. They stole from me. Or they're trying to. Or they're trying to steal whoever or whatever. And the thing is, they're doing it because, saying all that because they do it. Or they've done it. Or, like I said, they want it. So they're trying to break whatever or whoever up. But anyway, I'm not getting into all that again. There will be no more doing anything out of spite, jealousy, or whatever. Or from wherever. Because it's all you. You need to solve it or fix it. You need to stop involving everyone around or whoever you're trying to involve, and involve everyone where you live or anyone. If you can't fix it or solve it, then it's telling you need to move on. And it doesn't matter what it is. Could either be it's not meant for you, as in, anyway, a person, or where you are, or what you're doing, or whatever. You need to move on. That means that there's something better out there. And like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. It's your doing, not others. There will not be any more blaming. And trying to, bring on to, innocent ones or others for what you cannot help yourself with. Like I said, if you need help or whatever, stop getting people involved and either watch how people do things or look up. You need to start with yourself too. Stop holding on to something and change it into positive instead of holding on to all that negative, because it's not helping you in any way. I mean, it's definitely not helping your health or how you are looking. I mean, that's major, but I mean, it's not good. But just think, it's not going to matter because how hard God and heaven are going to react and return everything back. Or, you know, like I said, it's according to what you've done or trying to do on how hard. Now, if you can just continuing, you know, involving people, blaming them instead of helping yourself and learning, you know, what other people say and through what others went through, how to get out of it and etc. If you don't want to, listen, I mean, for that help, then I don't know what to say. It's not only us and everybody around the world that needs to, pay attention and start doing. It's also ones who's been doing it, and ignoring. Take what's been done, like, to me or whatever. All that stuff that you've been throwing and whatever, whatever it may have been or whatever. I'm not going to go into it. You knew what you were doing. You knew who I was. And, whatever. And you know not the main, but you know how to, if it was happening to you, well, it is, but even worse, but I mean, you're supposed to know it. You could get yourself out of it. Or, again, look up how. Or listening to others. I mean, the first thing is that you need to go within and all that and face your shadow, all these entities that you sent and the ones that, whatever. You need to, speak to them. And you need to start listening, to the signs that, heaven or, I don't know if they'll still, it depends, will still give you. But I did say what was going to happen. Some things I didn't. But again, it's up to every person Every person. How they're going to, solve things or, make it better. Each person makes a difference, different. But to help each other and to, protect each other and everything, that's when you take everybody's ideas and put them all together. Clean up beaches, and say, when you're walking by and you're eating something or doing something or whatever, instead of putting it wherever, instead of in the trash can, where think, oh, wait, that doesn't belong on the ground or in the ocean or wherever. And do what's right. Instead of, hearing the ones who has to do that job that some don't think is a job. But if you think about it, what they do, and you see different areas, all nice and cleaned up and whatever, or your office or wherever you live is all cleaned up and nice and neat for when you go the next morning or whenever. They are doing that. And they have to clean up every day, stuff that it's not hard for you to go and do it yourself. Instead of leaving cups and everything or whatever, all over the place. Because what? The trash can is too full that you can't, bags are right there that you can't lift out, tie it up, and maybe put it on the side of, or putting it where it's supposed to, or just leaving it there until whoever cleans or does it where they know where it goes. But it's not that hard. Everyone needs a job, and every job is important, and it matters. Like every person, everyone matters. Everyone makes a difference. So, this is the year then that, God's not going to allow this to continue. This is the year that everything gets revealed and shown, and we need to continue to make a difference and make it better, around the world, and speak up of who's doing what, that it's pretty obvious that it shouldn't be done. And it doesn't matter, what you want to call it, using their talents, gifts, or whatever, the wrong way. They're misusing it. There's no more, oh, oops, I made a mistake. No, that wasn't a mistake. It was a choice that you wanted to do. You know, and didn't care how it was going to or what it was going to do to another. In any way, which people continue to forget that it comes back to you. So, you know, like these death spells, I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of. So, where do you think all that is going to go back to instead? Think about it. Not only the original ones, could be everyone that you got involved. It depends on what they've done. But hey, again, I'm not going to say. Only God sees all of it. I don't know who did what, continuing, who did it a little bit and got out of it. You know, that's fine. I'm proud of you. I'm talking about the ones that are constantly continuing. That's where, well, I told you instantly. People are going to know who is doing what, where, and who, you know, etc. People will know instantly for the authorities to come get them. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't speak up either. It doesn't matter. If you see a kid acting funny, I mean, schools should be, you know, checking anyway, but, you know, and even adults. And every day before school or wherever should automatically be checked out before anyone enters any building or whatever, to check to see if anything was hidden for the next day, that something could happen. This is how you stop it, okay? And also, like I said, things shouldn't be, you know, given to children or know where they are for people, you know, for anyone to, you know, take or whatever. You get everything that I'm saying. I can't give detail by detail, a list by list, and you know, etc. This is what was brought up to me for me to relay. Everyone needs to put a stop to things. For these ones to be taught a lesson and whatever God has for them. I mean, you know, But anyway, this is long enough. Hope this helps. And thank you, everyone. Sending lots of love, light, peace, and positive thoughts to everyone. And if it's morning for you, coffee and whatever else that you drink to start your day. Ciao.